Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Hello Harem podcast. I'm your host, Alex Luby, and I'm joined, as always, by the horniest of homies to sail the seven seas, Mr. Jonathan Semrau, Anthony Luby, Luke Farnsworth, and Neil. And I'm finally back. I was on vacation, but we're back, and we're back grinding. We keep grinding.
We're not on vacation? Who was here doing the podcast with us?
He wasn't here, remember? I announced it.
Oh, yeah. Never mind. Fuck that bit I was about to do.
You were going to do like a ghost bit?
Uh-huh.
No, I announced we killed the skinwalker.
Oh, yeah, I forgot that was what his excuse was.
Alex, I have a question. Remember when we went to Maine? Mm-hmm. And, you know, like beach cities have their seasons.
Yeah.
And you went in January to Hilton Head.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm assuming it was... it was out of season, right? Their season
Yeah.
What... Was it similar to like Booth Bay where nothing was open and it was like a big ghost town?
You know, surprisingly, not at all. It was still really busy.
Wait, where?
Hilton Head, South Carolina.
That's where he was.
Alex is a skinwalker.
And who did I kill?
No, but it actually...
Cut to Andy dead in a dumpster.
Surrounded by peanuts.
No, but I was very surprised when I got there because there were people and civilization and businesses were open. You could just go in them. Yeah, it was not as busy as it would have been during summer, but it was still pleasantly busy. Where it didn't have, you know, when we went to Myrtle when it was just depressing.
Yeah, Myrtle's just depressing.
It did not.
The time, though.
Yeah,
but we were also in Charleston at the same time.
Well,
so like,
but like Beach City.
over like a city. Yeah, not really dead at all. I mean, comparisons, yes, but it still felt like you were on vacation.
Because when we were in Booth Bay, I was concerned at the lack of people we saw.
I think that was like a 1 in a million chance we had because we were literally like the only people there.
It was a literal ghost town.
That's crazy.
It was
Nobody.
cool.
I bet it was.
It was super cool.
It was like no cars, no people, and if you saw a person,
No
like,
dick, no balls, just the shaft. Sorry.
Today's guest, we have the Joker.
It's me, the Joker.
Yeah, it's me, the Joker. Come on, show me your feet.
I'm sure that's what that's what the Joker said.
The last time I was in... Are you done?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I didn't want to cut your story off.
No, you're good.
The last time I was in Hilton Head, I saw like the 12th most expensive yacht in the world.
Really?
Docked in Harbortown.
Harbortown was cool.
Harbortown's cool as fuck.
It's like Harbortown's like a giant circle where everybody docks their expensive ass yachts.
Yeah. So I saw
and
this.
you get to look at them all.
So there was this yacht that pulled up, and I'm not joking. This thing took. You saw the scale of Harbortown. Thing took up a whole half of the circle. Like
no way.
It was fucking enormous. I can't remember the name. It was like the Prince something. And so I was like, what the fuck? So I looked it up, and I was like, I wonder what the deal is with this thing. And it was like, world's 12th most expensive yacht bought by mystery buyer. And it's like there was nothing on the article about who owned it. They're like, it was bought in like a shadow auction, so nobody knew who really bought it, but the payment went through, and the guy just has been sailing the world in it, because it was in Italy like 2 weeks before I saw it, or something like that, like 2 or 3 weeks or something, but like, and now it was in Hilton Head. I saw like a couple of like men, women up on the deck, but like, okay, like it was crazy.
That's bonkers.
Yeah, and this thing was
actually.
like it was like a 4-story building. Like there was like 4 stories of windows, and I was like, that's fucked up. Like
kind of creepy too. Like no one knows who bought the boat.
Isn't that kind of weird?
Yeah.
Like I thought it was because there was like articles, like 5 or 6 articles I saw, like all of them saying the same thing, and I was like, that's weird.
Epstein's yacht sells to mystery buyer in Hilton Head Island.
All the children aboard it were also.
It was a big deal.
It was a package deal.
You know, like Costco, it's like that, but with children in a boat.
So you get this boat, all the children inside, and then you get shot later, and we're gonna call it suicide.
Whoa.
Easy.
The government's listening.
They're watching.
And we're all gonna die.
It's like Ocean's 11.
But Ashton
Kutcher
your
fucks
dogs. So everybody has figured out at this point that part of my job when I'm not working on the floor is I get to just watch movies with my patients, whenever they're in the chamber or whatever. I watched the first Purge yesterday.
I
enjoyed that.
I
wanted
to see it.
I enjoyed it. I watched the second one today. there's some really fucked up shit in that movie. Like, really fucked up. Spoiler warning.
Wait.
I'm not going to spoil, like, the ending or anything.
No. When you say The First Purge, do you mean the movie The First Purge or the First Purge movie? Because the First Purge movie was just like...
There's a movie, there's a movie called The First Purge?
Yeah.
It's like the seventh Purge.
I think he's speaking
I just meant,
chronological.
like, number one, the
Purge.
first movie.
Purge number one.
Okay.
The Purge.
Okay, because I've only seen The First Purge.
The Purge?
Like...
Or like the
movie.
movie?
The name The First
The
Purge.
name The First
Okay,
Purge.
so you've seen like the 7th
So we'll
Purge.
call
Yes.
it Purge
Okay.
7.
Okay, I've seen Purge 7.
I've seen
Ocean
Purge
7.
1.
Okay, go on.
Okay, so in Purge 1, the story was pretty... Have you seen Purge 1?
I haven't seen any Purge.
Have you seen Purge 1?
I've never seen any of them.
They're actually pretty fucking good.
Like, I know what the concept
Yeah,
is.
not even going to cap. The movies are really good. So Purge 1 was about like an affluent family. And so like they're like the 1% or whatever. And during the Purge, they lock down their house every year with this like high-tech security system with like blast doors and shit. And it's about what happens whenever that system fails. So that's kind of what the first movie is. And it's pretty sick. It doesn't really fail, but they have to shut it down for a reason. Purge 2 was Purge Anarchy. That's the one I watched today. I got weird feelings a couple of times in that movie because that one's not about like the affluent 1%. It's like what happens to normal people during the Purge. It was really fucked. And I'm only bringing this up because of like the shadow buyer thing. So at the start of the movie, there's this family. And it's just like a mom and her daughter and their elderly... It's the little girl's grandpa. It's like the mom's father. Like, he's older. And when the Purge, like right before the Purge starts, he just like, I'm going to go into my room. And then what he actually does is he walks out and he gets into a limo. And they drive away. And you're like, that was weird. Maybe Grandpa's got a dark secret. Well, after the Purge starts, they're like, go get Grandpa because we're going to have dinner. Because they locked their house down and boarded the walls, boarded the doors and windows or whatever. They go into his room and there's a letter. And he's like, blah, blah, blah. I provided for the family. Basically writes a letter telling him, I sold myself to a rich family so that they can purge someone without leaving the safety of their home, but you'll get a very large check in the mail when this is over. Like, so, and then it cuts to the scene of him. It's like him sitting in a chair and the family standing around him. They're all holding hands and they do like this weird fucking prayer. And then they all bend down and pick up like knives, machetes, hatchets, or whatever. It zooms out. The grandpa is just sitting in the middle of the room. The entire room is covered in plastic wrap so that it won't get blood anywhere. And then it cuts to black whenever they're all standing around him like with blades and weapons and shit. And I thought that was so fucked up. It was so sketchy. I was like,
Is that in the beginning? Of
literally
the
like the first 10 minutes. It made me so uncomfortable. It was really fucked up.
So old guy sold his soul to rich people.
Yeah, and so like, and then the mom goes on this explanation after she reads the letter, and apparently like people in that world there's like shadow auctions during the Purge where they'll find like old people, sick people, just really poor families, and they'll buy one of the people and then pay their family to let them kill them in the safety of their home without having like so they can actually do something during the Purge, so they can like kill someone without having to leave their house and risk getting in trouble and like getting hurt.
Yeah.
And so I thought about that because shadow auction.
That's pretty tied well together, honestly.
It was really fucked.
Wow.
And
That makes me want to watch the movie.
It shows you like one of the shadow auctions later in the movie. It's really fucked. There's like 8 people on stage, and they're told like if you talk or protest or say anything, we're gonna shoot you on the stage. But if you don't, one of these people out here is gonna buy you. We're gonna put you into a dark room where you can't see anything. We're giving them night vision goggles and weapons, and they just get to fuck you up.
Man, it'd be better to speak up on stage, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck
Well,
yeah.
if your sole purpose of doing it is to provide for your family that large sum,
Yeah.
I'm assuming
No, during that shadow auction where they're all on stage, it's during the Purge. It's just like, because anything's legal. People like kidnap them, take them to this auction, and they're sold against their will.
what the fuck is the point of not speaking up?
During the first, yeah, exactly. But during before it, there is like these like other shadow auctions where they just they have a choice. But otherwise, it's really fucked. And that one scene made me really uncomfortable.
Reminds me of that scene, not that scene, but the shadow auction type thing. Reminds me of the movie Taken.
Yeah, when they're in France.
Yeah, they're getting
That's
to
a
the
good
end.
movie.
I love Taken.
That's the old guy?
The The first one.
Yeah, they kind of beat the whole concept into the ground. You can only kidnap someone's family member and go have Liam Neeson fuck up 1,000 people so many times.
Yeah.
Like, it's cool. I love it.
It's kind of like The Equalizer. Have you seen that movie? The first Equalizer, super fucking cool. There's a scene where Denzel Washington has a stopwatch, and he's in a room with I think it's 11 guys, and he's like 30 seconds, and the guy's like, "What?" He starts a stopwatch, and in 30 seconds he kills everyone in the room.
Holy
That's cool.
fucking shit.
How many
That's
equalizers
awesome.
are there?
I think there's 2. The second one's not as good as the first one though. It's kind of like a beat it into the ground. It's a really good movie.
At least they stopped before they were ahead. You know what I mean?
I love those genres of movie where there's one absolute badass.
Yeah.
John Wick is a very good example of this.
I'm so excited for the fourth
I
one.
watched the first one. We were going down to Florida. Matt's stepdad was like, "Oh yeah, watch this. It's pretty cool." We watched it. We were like, "Holy shit, John Wick!"
Have you seen the other 2?
I've seen all of them.
They're so good.
I've seen 2. I haven't seen 3.
You haven't seen 3?
Parabellum. It's so cool.
And that's one of the movies where that's kind of a hard thing to continue to replicate. It's like the plot is the plot. John Wick gets pissed, kills a bunch of people. So if you can continue that for 4 movies and keep it interesting, hats off to you.
But what's crazy about those movies is they have
they've been
really
all
well.
of them have been
It's
good.
like the first movie was how they got him to start doing his thing again. Second one is what happens and makes him continue to keep doing it. Third one is him. I can't spoil it, but they tie it all in to where the actions that happen in the second movie makes him have to do the actions in the third movie, and the fourth movie is supposed to be the last one where it's all
ended,
it's all going to tie
up. So it makes
up.
sense why he would continue.
It's
to do
all
going to
absolutely. Where the third ended, there's a reason there's got to have a fourth one. I'm stoked.
Does that one have a date and when it's supposed to come out?
I think they've been filming it for a while. I remember because there was a whole bunch of more wholesome Keanu Reeves posts.
Oh yeah,
like pictures of him after they're done filming, helping the sound guys carry their stuff to their cars.
I love Keanu Reeves. He's a great.
Handing a Pepsi to the co-director.
Such a nice man.
He's a wholesome guy.
He's also very lonely.
Yeah, like pictures of him going to the actors food room and getting food and passing it out to the worker, people that are working and setting props. He's
Keanu Reeves, if you want to join us on the podcast, man, you're more
just
than
being
welcome.
a fucking wholesome Chad.
I feel bad because Matrix 4 was fucking awful. Apparently,
I've heard it was really good.
I heard it was good too.
I've heard it's really good.
Opposite. I've heard that it's nothing but nostalgia factor for the first.
I've heard a lot of really good things. I actually haven't heard a bad thing.
They said the first one's basically Matrix 1.
If I'm being honest, I feel like it's so difficult to take those cult classic movies and redo them.
I don't know. The new Ghostbusters kind of did that really well.
I haven't seen that, but the track record.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that yet, but it looked good.
Everybody said it was amazing.
I just feel like taking those cult classic movies, they had their run and they still hold up. I would say. I don't think they need remade. And if they do them in Injustice, it just hurts. I don't know if it helps the main title or hurts it.
You didn't like Ghostbusters with all women?
I never saw it.
You should.
It was
no
bad.
one
I did
saw
not
it.
want to see it.
To be frank, I really didn't care for Ghostbusters in the first place.
I just like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. That's all I care
Yeah.
about.
Ghostbusters is fucking cool.
I do.
It's a cool movie.
You know
It's
what?
a cool concept,
Franchise
I will
I would
say.
love to see get a reboot though. The Alien versus Predator franchise.
I would too.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I
I love Aliens.
So I have a patient. So I do. Well, I get to watch a lot of movies now, which is really awesome.
I'm jealous. That'd be
I'm
sweet.
seeing a lot of movies I haven't seen either in a long time or at all. So I have this one patient who's big movie buff, and the one time he was he brings in his own movies. I have my own collection, but he brings in ones, and he's like, what's the movies like? What's the genres you like? And I told him, and he was like, you ever seen the Alien movies? And I was like, I fucking love those. And he was like, I'll bring those in next week. Comes in next week with a box set. It's got Alien 1, 2, 3, and 4, Predator 1 and 2, and both Alien versus Predator movies. And he's like, we're going to watch this entire franchise in order. And I was like, let's fucking go. We just finished that yesterday.
Oh, you finished the whole thing?
The whole franchise I've now watched through again. They need to reboot it.
Now, here's a question. Alien versus Predator out of the exclude that for now. Do you like aliens or predators?
Are you saying the movie or the thing themselves,
creatures.
the creatures?
As a whole.
the concept.
Yeah,
do you
the
like
concept.
the aliens or do you like the Predators?
As a concept,
Since Aliens is a movie.
it's the second one.
Yeah.
As a concept, the Predators I like a lot better. As like movies, the Alien movies were better.
Yeah, Predators are just
That being
so
said,
badass.
They're
said, Alien 1, cinematic masterpiece. You can't argue. I mean, you can.
I've actually seen it. I watched it on a Halloween. It is so good. It is still
Great.
such a fantastic
It
movie.
is.
Rewatching it, it still holds up so well.
That and I watched The Thing, I think it was.
I haven't seen the thing in a long time.
Aliens, the second movie, phenomenal film, amazing sequel, chef's kiss. Alien 3, okay, this is still good. This is good. We could have ended here,
I was
but
about
like
to say that's
this
a
is great.
series that they beat a dead horse.
this is great. Alien 3, fantastic. They ended the franchise. Spoilers for a movie that came out in 1986. They killed Ripley at the end. So fine, let's end the franchise here. Everybody's happy. Then they made a fourth one. I rewatched it. Holy fucking shit! Why would you do this to the franchise? For those of you that don't remember the plot of Alien 4 Resurrection, they found pieces of Ripley's DNA.
Oh my god.
They cloned her, brought her back to life, but whenever she died, she had a chest burster inside of her. So it cloned together her and a xenomorph into one entity, but it wasn't just a chest burster, it was from a royal face hugger, so it was a queen chest burster, so if it would have hatched, it would have been a queen. But it bred them together, so Ripley's actually an alien queen now. But then they also fucked up and made two clones. The second clone was a xenomorph queen, but the xenomorph queen was cloned with Ripley's uterus, and then the alien queen got pregnant and gave birth to a half Ripley, half xenomorph hybrid that that at the end of the film, Ripley bonds with. There's this real touching scene of Ripley holding this thing's face in her hand, and then she apologizes to it, takes a gat, shoots a hole in the window that's this big. The suction of space proceeds to pull this thing out through that hole this size, shredding it like a smoothie. The whole time it is screaming what xenomorph equivalent of mother would be, and then the movie ends with Ripley.
Can we act out that heartfelt scene real quick? You're going to be the xenomorph alien.
Perfect.
And you're going to speak in xenomorph alien. And I'm going to be the Ripley and speak in English. Ready?
Okay.
We think... I felt this is... I love you.
I love you.
That's just how I'm imagining the scene. Like, Ripley's like...
1980s prime movie.
I can't believe we made it through the end here, buddy.
First off, can we all appreciate my xenomorph
It was
impression?
great. It was great.
But like, have you guys seen the Ripley alien?
No,
like
I haven't.
The reincarnation.
Haven't
Most
seen
people
anything.
did not see this movie because it sucked so bad.
I mean, it was the 80s, and they were making a sequel to a movie that ended. What do you expect?
Oh
you
my
think
god!
you think Halloween 7 Jason Goes to Manhattan was a good movie?
So this is Ripley's
Jason
child.
visits the...
This is what they.
looks just like her.
Oh, that is disgusting.
There it is. It's really fucking awful. It's horrible.
Yeah, you think Jason
Everybody
Takes
was
Manhattan
pissed
was a good
because
movie? You
of
think
that.
one nailed it?
Jason visits
So
the
they
Empire
gave
State
it. The
Building, has a
reason they
great
gave
time.
it this face is because they wanted people to look at it more humanly and empathize with it when it died, but you just felt happy.
Or what
So-
about Friday the 13th 10, Jason Goes to Space?
It's Friday the 13th, 19. Jason Goes to Disney.
I wish I was making these up. That's a real movie.
I know it is.
Jason Goes to Space. He performs with space alloys and becomes metal Jason in space.
I remember that. I know that.
That's like...
But
I mean, in the
my,
second
my
one-
my one final gripe with Alien 4 Resurrection, and this one might be something that people are going to find controversial. So Ripley was played by Sigourney Weaver. Is a normal-sized human woman. In Alien 4 Resurrection, she's roughly 7 foot tall, has about 4-inch fingernails that are straight black, and she just is edgier now. And the outfit they put her in was like big leather combat boots, a red shirt with a leather vest on, And there's more than a couple scenes of 7-foot Ripley wrenching people up against the wall and getting up in their face all Mommy Peg style.
I can imagine Ripley, like, Commander says something. Ripley, get in there. Whatever, Commander.
I'm not joking. That's what it is. In the other movies, she was witty and sharp and cool, and the only reason that she survived any of the alien events was because she was cunning. Like, she figured shit out. In this one, they made her the fucking Terminator, and she just fucking gadded her way through everything.
That's another series that needs to just die already.
Yeah, and at the end of the movie, they don't even resolve it. They wanted to make a sequel to this movie because they thought it would be well received. You know how they do it? At the end of the movie, 7-foot pegging Ripley is standing in front of a window with an android, because in the fourth movie, they do another, oh no, you're an android, and I didn't know you were an android type beat. They're standing in front of a window, the android says, what now? And then Ripley says something along the lines of, like, we try to forget. And then it cuts to black, like they wanted to make a fifth one. Fuck that! The franchise died with the uterus, baby. This is fucked up so bad. I was so mad, man.
We try to forget.
I was so... And then they made Alien Covenant, and that movie was apparently good. So, I don't know. I'm sorry. I've been holding this in. There's a lot of really good, like, parts of that movie, though, that make me laugh. Like, there's this one part where Ripley finds the cloning lab where they were cloning her. And there's like 15 fucking botched Cronenberg-looking Ripleys that are like piles of meat that just have like Ripley's face on them. They're all like, dah, dah. And then there's one that's laying on a table. It's got like 2 faces, but one of them's like a baby face, and it's like there, and it goes, kill me. And it's like screaming at her to kill it. So she's like, I'll do it, because she's gonna like mercy kill it. And like you think she's gonna pull out a gun and shoot it or something, but she pulls out a flamethrower and lights it on fire. And then torches the entire lab, and when she walks out, you can hear all the dying Ripleys screaming because she burned them to death instead of just shooting them. And as she's walking away, one of the fucking guys drops a one-liner. He goes, "Must be a woman thing," like, just like that. And I was like, "This is a cinematic masterpiece."
Must be a woman thing.
Yeah, because she's like crying because she just fucking. It's not a mercy killing. And she's like, "Must be a woman thing." And my patient in the chamber is like talking to me. He's like, "That was the fucking worst mercy killing I've ever seen."
This guy in the chamber, this fucking sucks.
We were talking when I pulled him out of the chamber. He only wanted to watch it because he hadn't seen it in so long, and he was like, "I know why I didn't watch that in so long. That was horrible." I'm sorry.
Well,
the mercy killing thing I had to get off my chest. It was amazing.
Well, we'll go ahead and
moment.
take a little beer break here.
Yeah, I'm sorry I just ate up the first
That's
half of
fine.
shitty alien
That's
shit,
fine.
but like...
We can give you guys time to process what just happened. You
Yeah.
can look up pictures of the alien Ripley.
I'll continue with Anime of the Week,
Yeah,
and then I have a
we'll
couple
get into that
topics
next.
I want to... Not like topics.
Oh,
Actually,
yeah,
I'll let
we
Luke go
got some
first.
too.
I have some like conversation pieces that we
Alright.
can all talk on.
All right. But we'll catch you after the beer break.
All right, we're back from the beer break. We were watching videos about living in Ohio and how the Raven Queen will never come back.
And how the shards are reminders of us when we're getting too complacent.
Or the blue door.
Never go through it.
But it's nice that it's here.
We love Ohio.
No, we don't.
Make
No.
sure you're standing on the right side of the river, because instead of getting answers to your questions, you'll get broken dreams if you stand on the wrong side. I guess.
I don't know what that even means.
He was probably referring to the Ohio River, where West Virginia is the other side. So West Virginia gives nothing but broken dreams because they're hilljacks and are inbred.
Unless he's referring to the other things. What's funny?
The trees never lie to us. They do lie,
But not
but
to
not
us.
to us.
We are from Ohio.
This structure, it's like a Faraday cage.
But instead of keeping out electromagnetic fields,
It keeps out
the other things.
something else.
It's just you
Those are
have to
pretty
fucking
funny.
be from Ohio to get these things. Like
Yeah,
we
like
can't
this-
explain them.
You guys don't even know about the Silent Sentinels, but we have them.
They protect most of us.
Most of us.
You know, all in all, I love how this state is a meme, and I fucking like living here. I like saying I'm from Ohio because people are like, "Oh shit,
Alex,
he's from
don't.
Ohio."
You know what happens when you make fun of Ohio.
I'm not making fun.
The shards are a reminder.
Alex, don't bring
The
weight.
shards are a reminder.
Don't get too complacent.
Don't be quiet too. You don't want them
We
to
do
hear
have the
us.
tanks.
You don't want them to hear us.
We do have the tanks. That's our defense
Don't want
mechanism
them to
against the
hear us.
Raven Queen.
It's the Raven Queen. That's what happened.
We can't talk about it.
About the Raven
We
Queen?
can't talk about what happened.
The Raven Queen.
We can talk about her. her, but not what happened to her.
She's watching.
She's
Always
hot.
watching us.
The trees are listening.
Always watching.
The trees told me.
All right, move on.
We'll get back in Ohio later. All right, so
We're already in here.
And we can never leave thanks to them.
the barrier.
Once you enter Ohio, you can never leave thanks to the
barrier.
That kind of plays into my anime of the week. Instead of barrier, it's boundary.
It's like the Simpsons dome, except you can go in, but you can't.
You mean
get
the
out.
Simpsons don't?
Thanks, Homer.
Yeah, boy, yeah.
Thanks, homie.
Thanks, Homer.
Marge.
I
Where's
hardly
my
know
sop
her.
with candle?
I'll say that
All
for
right,
another day.
so
Sorry,
we'll get
sorry.
into. So my anime of the week, ironically, plays into what we were just talking about. It's called Beyond the Boundary. We all know what happens when you go beyond the boundary.
No, we don't, because we've never gone. We've never been so edgy.
The stories. We have the stories.
We don't know the story.
But
No one's ever come back.
instead of me giving like some half-ass explanation, I'm just gonna read the synopsis because I seem to always fuck up every time I go
it's
over
really
an anime.
funny though. Come on.
But it's this show specifically. It's gonna be really hard to remember because I binged it in one night alone. So,
Why'd you have to make it sound like it was so sad?
because it kind of was. I think Anthony was at like a party having fun, and I was like, yeah, anime. Anyway, so my anime of the week is Beyond the Boundary. Here's the synopsis. Mirai Kuriyama is the sole survivor of a clan of spirit world warriors with the power to employ their blood as weapons. As such, Mirai is tasked with hunting down and killing Yomu, creatures said to be the manifestation of negative human emotions. One day, while deep in thought on the school roof, Mirai comes across Akihito Kanbara, a rare half-breed of Yomu in human form. In a panicked state, she plunges her blood saber into him, only to realize that he's an immortal being. From then on, the two form an impromptu friendship that revolves around Mirai constantly trying to kill him, in an effort to boost her own wavering confidence as a spirit world warrior. Eventually, Akihito manages to convince her to join the literary club, which also houses two other powerful spirit world warriors, Hirumi and Mitsuki Nase, their brother and sister. As the group's bond strengthens, however, so does the tenacity of the Yomu around them. Their misadventures will soon turn into a fight for survival as the inevitable release of the most powerful Yomu Beyond the Boundary approaches. So it's literally Ohio in an anime.
I was about to say, that sounded a lot like the rise and fall of the Raven Queen.
Is the main girl in this the one with the like short, dirty blonde hair and glasses?
Sort of, yeah. Her hair's like a very like tan color. She has the red glasses.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking loved this show.
Is that the one with the random idol scene in it?
Yeah, and that's where the BOGO comes in. So if you watch the show, you get buy one get one perverted eye, and the reason that comes into scene because KyoAni did this anime, and they put this scene in where one of the Yomu is this giant eye, and he's a fucking pervert, and he like loves girls. So they do this idol scene where he's putting on deodorant.
I stink. Keep talking. I'm still listening.
So Mirai, I think Akihito was his name, and then the brother and sister, and there's this little lolly girl too, who's super cute. But they all make an idol song, and they go to the roof to try and like, what's the word I'm looking for? Lure the eye, because the eye's like, oh, humna, women. So they have to do this.
Like the Raven Queen.
They have to do this idol song, and the first time they fail, the second time they fail, because like their choreography's off, the singing was out of key. Because the eye is super fucking picky. So eventually they like coerce the eye, and then they kill it because he was a simp. That's what happens when you're a simp. You die.
Okay. Oh man,
My time's coming.
The clock's ticking for us, boys.
So, but like the idol scene in general is animated. Just lovely. Like KyoAni, they knew what they were doing. They're like, we're gonna put all our money and budget into this fucking scene with an idol group that has nothing to do with the show, and they knocked it out of the fucking park, dude. It was a home run. It was like Yankee Stadium on a Saturday night after
Nice baseball reference.
Babe
to what
Ruth
you guys
knocks
that
it
don't
out.
watch
after
sports.
Babe Ruth knocks it out of the park.
You know what?
Free hot dogs next week for Babe Ruth's home run. But fucking great show, actually. Really good show. And it's a lot more serious than what it sounds like. It actually has some very, quite sad parts, honestly. But Kyoani, again, knocks it out of the park with this show. Fucking banger.
How many episodes?
12?
12?
Yeah, shorter one.
There's movies.
Are there movies?
Yeah.
Have not seen the movies. All I can say is the anime was fucking good. 8.5 horny eyes out of 10.
How? You remember, you got to be really
That's
picky
4
with
people's
this.
worth.
Well, I am really picky.
All right.
Alex, if you could use the slab of time to return back and rewatch the show, would you?
Not before creating a sacrifice, yes.
Return the slab.
That is important.
Okay, yeah. Because you don't want to forget the human sacrifice.
And you can only find it if you taste the primordial sap.
Of the dark forest.
The
In
the
the
Raven
north.
Queen remembers.
The Raven Queen remembers all, but not quite as much as
dark-
the Portage Lake eyes.
This Portage Lake eyes.
They remember and they see.
So you know how
Eyes
they
of
have like
pics.
the Loch Ness monster? We have the Portage Lakes monster.
Never break eye contact before they do. Not again.
Not after last
You
time.
remember what happened.
Tim was a nice man.
Tim Nisney. Nisney saved Ohio.
Disney
He
made
made
that.
You made him.
All right. So before I lead into this, can everyone give me your best lolly impression? Give me like an Oni-chan, Anone.
Like actually or
Yeah,
meme?
give me it. Give me it right
Shit,
now.
dude.
Give me a lolly impression
got
right
you.
now.
That was pretty good.
That was my. Oh
That
my
was
god!
good.
Yes, that's one.
That's the
Hit
best.
us with the lolly princess.
All right, this leads into what I'm about to bring up. At that convention, prior to it beginning, I think it was like somewhere in mid-December when they put out the
Announcement.
the convention like format, like what days everything was
Oh,
going on, like
okay,
the panels
yeah,
and shit.
yeah.
There was a panel titled "Lollicons are pedophiles and other uncomfortable truths about nerds."
All right.
Needless to say, that received a lot of backlash. So they changed the name and just took out the "Lollicons are pedophiles" part. Well, this was last weekend that this occurred, and needless to say, the dude that put the slides together did not change the name of the panel. There were very few people that showed up, and one brave man was willing to go there, and he put the entire thread on Twitter and shit. He has the whole thread of everything that went down there. It is very cringe, as you could expect, and it was very not okay.
I can't take the side of the Lolicons. I can't do it.
All right.
Because
So
the panel's it's a little right.
It's not.
It's a
wrong.
little bit correct, but it's also not entirely correct.
my biggest question is this guy who put on the panel. Did he just buy a slot here? I'm assuming, is he not an anime fan? He just showed up.
No, he goes to a lot of conventions and speaks
Doing
to
this?
them. And not this, but he is invited to a lot of conventions to speak at them.
He's invited.
Yeah, he's very big. His name's like Vince Frost or something like that. And he is like a big convention goer that goes to these a lot.
I was just under the impression that he like hated anime,
Nope.
bought it, and showed up and said, "Yeah, you're all fucking loser pedophiles."
The funny thing that is very ironic about it is that he likes My Little Pony, so he's a brony.
He's a Clop
roasting
Clop fan.
everyone.
Dude's into some Clop Clop.
We gotta tiptoe real carefully here so that we don't oust ourselves as internet pedophiles. So
I forgot clop clop was a thing.
Sure is.
clopping.
You guys a clopper? You guys cloppers?
Oh, I hate that shit.
You ever seen My Little Pony porn?
Reddit is a thing, and
All right,
sometimes
so
I hate it.
I-
So yeah.
So my freshman year of high school, I took a tech class, a theater tech, to like learn how to work the rigging and stuff behind stage. And there was this one kid who I became friends with, who I thought was a guy, was not a guy. Figured that out. Turned out to be a chick, which is fine. You can be a chick dressed like a guy and refer to yourself as a guy. That's not my problem. Do whatever you want, whatever makes you happy. We'll get to why that was not a problem for me later, but why I got uncomfortable with it later. So he was really into Tumblr at the time.
Okay, that's enough I need to hear.
And during class, I would often be sitting next to him and we'd be chatting or whatever. and always on Tumblr. One time I made the mistake of asking, what are you looking at? During class, just mountains of My Little Pony porn, just fucking hills and dales worth of My Little Pony porn. It was really fucked up. There was way too much, like, ponies with giant dicks fucking each other in the ass. There was way too much of that. I was not okay with it. But honestly, the problem was they asked me to come over once, and I was like,
put on this pony outfit.
I was so afraid. I was like, no, I'm okay. Because it was like not like a, hey, do you want to come over? It was like a note that insinuated what would happen if I did. And I was like, I don't want to be a pony. I don't want to be mounted.
I don't like Sunshine Pony all that much.
Well, let's hop back into this. I want to hear what happened
we trailed
here.
off. I need to hear what happened to the lolicons.
So, approximately 35 minutes into the panel, he finally got to what the topic of the panel was about. You know, lolicons are pedophiles.
All right.
Blatantly not correct, but whatever, you know. We'll leave it at that. In his argument, he uses all of the generic things like anime character proportions are childlike and it doesn't matter what their age is if they look like a kid. And then he does the one thing you shouldn't do. He brought up the Protect Act of 2003. For those of you that don't know, the Protect Act of 2003 was an act employed by the government to stop child porn, right?
U.S. government?
Yes.
Okay.
To prevent child porn. Good on paper, right?
Well, yeah.
They moved on to list that anything considered childlike in art would also be under this act. Less than a year later, they considered it unconstitutional because it was too vague. So it is something you can't use in an argument like these at all. It is absolutely not protected under the Protect Act of 2003 at all, and that's what a lot of these people do. So everyone takes it as a joke now. So he, needless to say, he got flamed pretty hard, and I wanted thoughts on, you know.
This guy shows up to a convention, says you're all fucking pedophile losers, drops the mic and dips.
Now, imagine the worst part about it is that you have your panel in the middle of a lot of other panels of people that enjoy watching anime, and you're calling every single one of them a pedophile.
It doesn't seem like the smartest move.
Logistically.
Was this his first time giving this presentation?
I don't know about this presentation, but it's not his first time doing presentations.
I wonder if he has a history of just
like
cunting the chicken wherever he goes. Like shows up to a vegan place and goes, meat, buy it, people.
Let me tell you about the best burger joint in town.
That feels like his shtick.
I can't tell you, but I can tell you it definitely didn't go over well.
I can't imagine it.
Like I can. Okay, here's my tea. I can agree that being a lolicon is not a great thing. Now, when I say lolicon,
I mean a true lolicon.
yeah, like a true lolicon, someone who
like
literally fetishizes children in animation. Whether there's a difference, whether you just think, oh, his little sister character's cute, or oh my god, I like her in the micro bikini. That's kind of hot. Like there's a okay, that's not bad, and that's fucked up. So it's like I agree with him, but it's like, dude, why would you bring that up at an anime convention?
You're just gonna catch heat. Like
yeah, you're not gonna get a crowd of people like, you know what? Maybe he's right. Maybe he does have a point. Maybe everything that I do and like is fucked up and weird.
Maybe the brony's telling me something I didn't know.
Exactly. Maybe the brony is telling me something.
Oh god, I would love to go to a convention where he's at if he gave that speech again and wear my lolicon t-shirt.
Like you really,
that would be awesome.
You gotta like pick your crowd for these things. If you want people to back you, you can't go at them. Like say, Jonathan loves cheeseburgers. I hate cheeseburgers. This is just a quick hypothetical. I'm really
That's
just throwing out here.
fucking burger guy.
Cheeseburgers,
all right, so and then all right, so
burger dude.
The rest of this table loves cheeseburgers. I show up and I go, if you like cheeseburgers, fuck you. Hamburger game.
Hamburger
and then
for breakfast.
I state my point.
That was a cheeseburger.
I like that was was your point of comedy about the picture?
Okay.
All right, I'm not done.
If you remember, whoever's editing, which one of you is editing this, put the hamburger for breakfast picture right here, please. All right, thank you. That's all.
So I come at you guys. I show up. I slam shit in your face. Things that like you like.
A hamburger? You're just gonna smash it into my face.
And I throw it around. That's not gonna get you to join my side. You're gonna be like, dude, get the fuck out of here. Right?
Yeah.
You're gonna tell me to leave. Or like go fuck a burger or something. I don't know. Say exclude the cheese. We like that.
Go enjoy your bland burger, dipshit.
Have fun fucking a cheeseless burger while I'm over here fucking this cheeseburger.
You gotta like think about the crowd you pick. If you want people to join your side, you can't just blatantly bash them. You can't bash a whole convention.
I
around,
like to have sex
genre.
with cheeseburgers. He likes to have sex with hamburgers.
We're not this.
What do you guys think he could have like? Because that's like. I think it was just just the wrong area to do that.
I don't think you take something like that to a convention,
right?
Dedicated to anime and whatever.
What could he have done? Brought up decent points, did it somewhere else, not spend 45 minutes talking about nothing prior to it.
Look,
went to a Reddit thread, got called the N-word, get your account banned.
Yeah, like I don't go to conventions to try and like persuade things or listen to hot button issues. I go to conventions to have fun, buy shit, and enjoy my time. I don't want to listen to some guy spewing on about something, even though that I might partially agree with, like, dude, this is not the time or the place. Shut up and let me enjoy my time here.
You probably would not like the Republican National Convention. There's not a whole lot of fun.
Why would he go to the Republican National Convention?
Let's go one time and then act like we didn't know it wasn't like a fun convention.
Oh shit!
What's going on?
Can we
political?
Like next election and all wear like Biden 2024 hats?
We would
get beat or shot.
Yeah.
Like,
They probably wouldn't even let us in.
They probably
They'd be
would.
like, "No, you're memers."
yeah, they actually probably wouldn't.
They probably wouldn't.
Why would they be Donald Trump?
What?
Alex went, "No, you're memers." Like Donald Trump is the
Get these
security.
dudes-
No, what if
Get
we
these
did?
dudes
What if
out
we
of
went to
here.
the Republican National Convention and started walking around like, where are the merch tables? Like,
Hey, I'm looking for like booth number 405. It said they'd have Frosties. Where's that at?
There
is
should be-
G Fuel here?
Wendy's supports Republican America.
No, that's Chick-fil-A.
Frosties?
No, Chick-fil-A.
No,
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A
You
supports
said
Republican.
Frosties.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
but
I want the Frosty booth.
but Chick-fil-A supports
You like
Republican
Wendy's?
America.
I love Wendy's.
I like
Wendy's nuts drag across your forehead, dumbass.
All right.
God damn, I did. All right, you got me.
But yeah, I think the dude it was like the wrong time. Like, it's an issue that should be addressed, but it's like, why there? Like,
I think, yeah, like, I totally, on one side of this argument, I can agree with him. On the other side, he's just being he's just naming, like, stereotypes.
yeah.
And things that
I don't know about the bring it up somewhere else argument. I don't think he's going to change anybody's mind, but truly, would he have been any more effective anywhere else? Probably not. At least he was in person. I guess, like, online, it would be a lot easier for people to, like, just fucking...
Yeah.
At least he's in public. I can't think of any worse place to do it than the internet. I can't think of any better place to do it than anywhere where he was. So, like... I don't think there is a good time for it. I think his argument is kind of valid, but also mostly invalid.
Overall,
Yeah.
just
Overall,
like a kinda
go
dumbass
watch the
move.
ponies fuck and leave me
Yeah.
alone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured that was a funny thing to bring up because
It was.
it's interesting.
his whole fucking event thing had like 7 people at a total watching,
Yeah, I mean, if you title it like that, I don't think people are going to show up to your panel.
unless they're going there to make a thread so they can become internet famous.
We should have gone there and then, like, asked them about the war crimes of Aaron Yeager.
To Los Angeles, we should have just went to Los Angeles
just
real
a
quick.
Yeah.
quick flight.
That's an easy one.
Hop, skipping a fucking 14-hour job. I don't know.
Just show up with like a big banner, like "Ooh, Zaki-chan, ooh, start crying now."
Take a look at these tits, dog. Look, this look like a child. We bought it.
We bought it.
What was next? Thor?
Gatekeeping. Luke said an article.
I was just gonna let it go for a second. I thought it was funny.
Luke, take us into this real quick.
Oh, give me 1 second. Let me
Hit
pull
us
it up.
with the glizzy.
So, on January 5th. What the fuck did you just say?
Just don't worry about it.
My
Right,
brain,
just
like, I
continue.
needed, bruh. I just say my ad blocker. So, Forbes on January 5th put out an article titled "Fans Aren't Gatekeeping Anything. They're just what the ad blocker thing. They're just wary of would-be dictators trying to take over their hobbies." And it was a post mainly aimed towards anime about how you can't gatekeep anime anymore. It is impossible.
Wow.
Well, so we broke this down into the definition in like the Webster Dictionary of gatekeeping is restricting somebody from accessing that material. Like, if I had a DVD of Top Gun and you said, I want to watch that, I say, no, you're not worthy.
Why is it always me in these scenarios?
Because you're
I
just
have-
like,
You
you're
want to
just
watch
here.
Top Gun and you're not
I
allowed
want
to.
a cheeseburger.
You should have
Anthony
called
says,
back.
No,
You
I'm
should have called
taking
back.
this cheeseburger.
Oh, yeah, I could have done cheeseburger. But Top Gun is a good example. It's not. But
Oh, is that the one with Jeremy Clarkson?
no, it's fucking
Bruce
Tom
Jenner.
Cruise.
Is that the one with Jerry
Seinfeld.
Clarkson?
No, it's
Jeremy
Tom
Clarkson?
Cruise.
That's Top
Anyway,
Gear.
I restrict
Is that
you.
the one with Tom Cruise?
I restrict you from accessing that, so I'm gatekeeping Top Gun from you. That is like the Webster Dictionary. That can't really apply to anime anymore because it is literally impossible to restrict somebody from viewing anime.
Ask OnlyFans girls.
Don't have to.
They gatekeep their content.
See, they can do that, but you can't with anime because,
I get you.
like, if Luke didn't want me to watch Love Live, there's nothing he could do about it. I could go home and be like, okay, I'll
That's
just
a
watch
terrible
it.
example because why would I not want you to watch
You
Love
can't
Live?
stop me from watching Love Live.
Well, the example they brought up in the article was, say you're in high school and it's 2004. Like anime, like pretty much doesn't exist here between the general public. And you're at high school and you're looking to join a club and there's the anime club. And you go in, you're like, hey, I want to join the anime club. And they're like, no, you can't because for
You're
some reason
not allowed
you
to
just
watch
can't.
our DVD copy of Ghost Stories.
Like back in those days, like I brought this up when I was talking with my tattoo artist, like you could only watch anime through DVDs or like VHS if it was imported here and you had to have the physical thing. Where nowadays you can just Google search anime and you're gonna get a million different options. You can watch whatever you want whenever you want. But back in the day they could be like, no, you can't join our anime club because you're just fucking weird, kid. Ironic that anime, never mind. But like that was a great example because like nowadays you can't do that.
It's not possible.
Yeah.
People mistake gatekeeping for being an asshole.
So
Yeah.
what I wanted to find out, well, I Googled like the definition of gatekeeping and that, what led me to like the Webster version. So I went to Urban Dictionary and I felt that would be like a more time relevant thing. And on Urban Dictionary, it's pretty much like, instead of restricting you from accessing it, you are just an asshole about someone who wants to see it. Like, Jay goes, I want to watch Lord of the Rings. And I go, no, you're a fucking loser. You can't watch Lord of the Rings, buddy.
That's ironic again.
Like, you can watch it,
Because I watched
but you're
them
just a
all.
fucking nerd.
But he
Like-
called you a loser for wanting to watch them,
Yeah.
and he's watched them, which means that he's also a fucking loser.
No, Jay's a loser because he's a loser, not because he watches Lord of the Rings. But you see, like, I can't stop you from watching it now, but I can be an asshole about it.
Yeah.
That's basically what gatekeeping is nowadays. Just
Yeah.
being a staunch
That's just the
cunt.
mistaken definition of gatekeeping anymore.
And it's interesting, right at the end of the article, they brought up a point where they're like, people who do gatekeep nowadays aren't fans of it. They're just people who want the power to give people yes or no or the access to something. They want to hold the power and be like, yeah, well, maybe you can eat the cheeseburger, but I'm not going to give you the cheese unless you're nice to me. So you have to eat a hamburger.
You
know what I mean?
God,
like-
that's a fate worse than
I will
hell.
happily pay you I will happily pay you tomorrow for a
Six-
hamburger today.
6 shekels.
Funny thing about Lord of the Rings, when Matt had his meniscus surgery like a month or 2 ago, or 2 months ago or something, we watched all the Lord of the Rings movies in 3 days, and we watched the extended version, and Return of the King is 4.5 hours long extended. So he tore his other meniscus recently, and he's getting the surgery again. And I've already requested work off the 3 days after his surgery, so we can watch all 3 Hobbit movies.
Ooh, yeah.
The Hobbits are good movies.
Yeah, dog.
I've only seen one.
So you can't gate me from Lord of the Rings.
I can't,
I fucking love it.
But I can call you a fucking nerd.
And you've already done that, and my feelings are hurt.
And don't forget he called you a loser too.
Yeah, you're a loser nerd, Lord of the Rings
Who's
liker.
not allowed to have a fucking cheeseburger.
Not anymore, you're not, buddy.
Not unless I say. I can give you Swiss, but it's really good with American.
Fine then. Nobody here, you're all cut off from watching The Amazing World of Gumball.
You can lick my gum balls, did you?
Nobody here is allowed to watch My Hero Academia anymore.
Oh no, dude, what am I gonna do? My child touching instincts are gonna act up without My Hero Academia.
It's relevant earlier, I guess.
I guess it really is.
But I guess the point is, if you are gatekeeping, stop, because you're a fucking dick. Like,
You're not a gatekeeper. You're just a fucking asshole.
you are
an
the
asshole.
modern definition of gatekeeping.
I mean, the only thing you can really gatekeep anymore in terms of anime is communities.
Yeah.
Like Reddit community.
Like our
You can watch
podcast.
Community on Hulu.
No, I don't want to watch Community.
Neither
I want to watch
Hulu.
Arrested Development.
Hulu again.
What about Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
Oh,
That show's actually kind of funny. Like,
it is. Yeah.
no fucking cap.
The Croque Monsieur episode.
It's not like a bad show.
No,
I don't know why it gets such a bad rap.
I don't know anything about
Yeah, I
it.
really love The Office.
That is not a very funny show, but people mistake it for one.
Is it?
Oh, my mistake. I thought that was funny, but
I guess
thanks for
not.
steering me in the right direction, Luke.
Is it Parks and Rec that's the funny one?
Yes.
Parks and Rec is funny.
I bet, like, it's always sunny. You know, people
I've
sleep
heard
over
that's
that.
funny as
I
well.
heard it's
I've
funny.
seen quite a few episodes of it.
That is the
very
midget
funny.
guy in it, right?
Yeah,
Danny
yeah,
DeVito.
yeah. Have you seen the fucking Rum Ham?
I've seen Rum Ham.
Rum Ham!
I've seen Rum Ham.
You don't know the scene of when Danny DeVito's going to be a professional wrestler? I'm the trash man. I go out on the stage, I throw trash everywhere, and I eat garbage.
Danny DeVito
Devin
is a
has
piece.
quoted that to me so many times. Me and Devin will be playing a fucking game on the fucking PC, and he'll just go, "I'm the trash man. I just go on stage. I throw trash everywhere, and I eat garbage." Like,
It's so fucking funny.
oh, it's funny.
Danny
as fuck.
DeVito's a funny man.
I know.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Well, let's go in the polar opposite directions. If someone would idolize Danny DeVito and go to the next fucking guy, Luke, please start us.
So
with
as
Stephen
we-
Foster.
As we all know,
Stephen Foster.
Ghost Stories is a show.
Yeah.
a fucking funny one.
It's in English,
and it's hilarious.
and there are voice actors in it.
There sure are.
So yeah, we've gone down a very weird rabbit hole the last couple weeks in researching this, and turns out we were wrong.
Us?
Yeah.
Yes.
Never.
The hell of harm wrong?
Well, not only were we wrong, a majority of people in the anime community are very wrong.
Like most.
Ghost Stories was extremely popular in Japan. Actually, people really liked it. It was supposed to be a placeholder between, like, I think One Piece and Dragon Ball
Jeez.
was around the time.
Yeah.
Because it was early 2000s, or it was actually 2000 on the dot. So, you know, you're like between those, so they just threw that in there as like, you know, here's a show in the seasons while you're waiting for new shit, and it actually was really popular. When it came to America, ADV got their hands on it, and a man named Stephen Foster
Say
decided,
it correctly, please.
or sorry, Steve7 and Foster.
There we go.
He puts a 7 instead of a V or a PH so people don't get it confused.
What a fucking chotch.
Yeah,
it gets better.
it gets way better than that, buddy. So, when Stephen Foster gets his hands on it, he's like, well, I don't think the voice acting is very good in this for the Japanese one. I want to make it better. And this is where the misconception comes. ADV gave him those 3 stipulations and said, you have artistic freedom to make it better, you know, as a show. If you think you can make it better, go ahead. One of those things. Not do whatever the fuck you want. Go ahead, just keep these 3 core elements and you're fine. It was kind of like an in good faith. Here's the core elements we want you to keep. Go ahead and make it. If you think you can make it better, go ahead. And he said, I got it. I can do whatever the hell I want, and made ghost stories.
So
Did they peer review?
No.
They just said, "Oh, Stephen Foster did this.
Just 7.
We know he does good work. Let's just launch it."
Well, he had a one show track record where he did fuck with another show prior to Ghost Stories. And that's Super Milk Chan.
Did it end up really good or really bad?
Bad.
It was-
First, like every episode, it's like an 8-minute kids show. A kids show, mind you. The first 6 minutes that he added on to every episode was live action in office scenes.
like imagine the endings of Lucky Star, how they just go to places. But
at
with
the Star-
Americans and the ADV company in New York
For a
In
kid
2000.
show.
for a kid show.
Now, on top of that, Milk-chan does say fuck a lot.
Milk-chan also has a gambling addiction in Stephen Foster's rendition.
And she tries to drown worms for their money.
So Stephen Foster was teaching the kids young.
Oh, I
right?
fucking love this guy.
Steve
I
Seven
like him,
and
too.
Foster.
So now, you're saying you like this guy.
Yeah, he sounds awesome.
It goes downhill, because that's where I thought. I was like, oh, this dude's just a goon, right?
This guy's
It's funny.
as fuck.
So, some starter things. For Ghost Stories, you know how every episode it feels like none of the voice actors knows what the fuck is going on?
Uh-huh.
The first voice actor to enter the studio dictated how the show went.
What?
So they would ad-lib the entire show as the first person, and then everyone else had to play off of what they said.
Oh, that's so funny.
So, if someone came in and they made, some Jewish joke in the middle, they had to play off of that Jewish joke right in the middle. They're ad-libbing and just completely improving right then and there. Which is why none of the shows seem to, make, the voice actors don't know what the fuck to say half the time. It's because they didn't.
That is incredible.
That's a big number one. I actually found an interview that someone did with him in 2016 or something like that. This was way after
We're
he
still
was done.
kicking.
Well,
He's
no,
alive. He's not
he's alive.
working anymore.
He hasn't done anything with anime in a while.
Okay.
At the very start, he admits he can't read.
What?
Straight up, he's like, "Yeah, I just don't get books, man. They take me forever to read. It takes me weeks to read one book." So he just admits he can't fucking read. Literally, not like what we do. He actually can't fucking read. And then this is where Alex might get a little angry. Alex might get a little angry with Stephen Foster here.
Oh God.
So Stephen Foster also wrote the scripts for dubs of Angel Beats and Clanad. For Clanad, he openly admitted he didn't get the show. He didn't understand it. It didn't make sense. He didn't get the point of it. So he just said, "Give me the best voice actors that ADV has. Put them in the fucking positions. I don't care if they sound right or not, and let them go to work."
Can this dude, aside from reading, can he not comprehend basic things?
You see,
What is not? How do you not understand the story of Clanad? How do you you watch the whole? How do you not understand what the fuck is going? Judge, the fucking starfish arc really threw me for a loop, man. Why is Fuko there? They explain why Fuko is there, and then they explain why she's not there.
Why did ADV keep giving this guy
Why
shows to do?
exactly what?
I can't tell you.
They were
Another-
Ghost Stories was a fucking shit show, and people loved
Well,
it.
You know
See
what?
else they can do.
Fuck, dude. I wish I knew that beforehand because up
you
here,
met.
we
Yeah,
met the voice
right
actor for both of those fucking shows.
Mm-hmm.
And if I would have known, hey, what was working with Stephen Foster like? Did he just kind of show you guys on a fucking loop?
Seven Foster.
Yeah, dude. If we go, we're gonna go back to that
If-
Comic-Con. If they are there, we have to ask.
I
them
want to ask them about
Stephen
Seven Foster. Steven and Foster.
Yeah, that asshole who can't read, who ruined a lot of good shows. What was he like?
It's funny because. Oh God, what's funny?
It's funny because
My favorite part is that he has an official website, right? On the official website, he actually calls Ghost Stories a show that he transformed into the South Park of anime.
So right here, it's just
He unironically refers to it as the South Park of anime and considers it his crowning achievement because he fucked it over so hard.
Raunchy dialogue just means...
But hold on. He's a little bit right.
He's
a little bit right.
In a way.
In a way,
but you can't just assume a little bit of raunchiness is South Park.
It's not witty enough to be a South Park, but it's definitely not tame enough to be anything else.
I'm not gonna sit here and pretend the Ghost Stories dub isn't fucking hilarious because it is.
Amazing.
It is so funny.
Bad it is.
I think it's hilarious that ADV in particular was giving this guy. Putting him in positions of power to fuck these over.
And he can't read?
Hey, Steven, read this. Nah.
Hey, did you read the script for Clanad? Sure.
I just didn't get it.
I just don't get it.
So this kind of just went into a rabbit hole of Thorpe and I realizing Stephen Foster just fucking sucks. He kind of just sucks all around.
I kind of love him.
I do not. I hate him.
That's fucking funny.
He's like, I don't know.
You see, there's a charm to it,
There's a charm
because it's funny because it's like, oh yeah, doing that ironically, that's hilarious. But this guy's not ironic. Like, he's serious. So that's where I get pissed off. But there's also like, okay, you're so stupid where it's kind of funny.
It works in his favor.
Unfortunately,
it's so stupid until you realize that he was given the first 12 episodes of Clanad and all 24 of After Stories and didn't understand a single part of it.
Right. How do you...
That's impressive.
Yeah, here he is. John has a picture of him.
No, I've seen him already. I've been on his website.
He's like a meme edgelord.
He looks like the type of person to do that.
He's the type of person that does... He's like the kid that thinks everything he does is funny and over half of it isn't, but when he tells that one funny joke, he thinks he's the funny kid.
Yeah. Yeah, this is me. This is my calling.
Yeah. I should be a comedian.
Forget school and reading. I'm gonna dub animes and make them really bad, but they're actually really good.
Yeah,
because I just don't get it.
I don't understand.
What I really want to know is how the plot we were given, or the whole narrative that we were given on Ghost Stories as in the anime community was that, because I remember watching the show, we were like, and we read about it. We were like, this show did so bad in Japan that the company ran out of money and said, yeah, just do whatever you want with it for the dub.
Yeah, it was just opposite.
Obviously, that's not true. We know that now. I just wonder how that narrative got so popular that it was the narrative that everyone over here knows now.
I wonder why.
It's actually on Wikipedia as that same narrative, too.
Really?
Wikipedia says it's the same narrative. So
you guys really did some digging.
We went down holes.
Well, because I was looking on Wikipedia, and then I found the fucking interview with him, and I skipped through a bunch of it. That's where I found out he can't read, and he just fucked over Clanad because he didn't get it.
I did find a very good video that someone made. It came out in June of this year. It was what actually happened with Ghost Stories. I'll see if I can find it and link that in the description here. But it was a really informative video, and they do talk about how that narrative got popular, because in Japan, even though it was a really popular show, it was a filler show in between two other bigger shows. So they didn't make merchandise for it or anything. So nothing was selling. So when you see sales, it's oh, the show didn't do very well on sales. That's because there was no merch for it. It had 4 reruns after the fact that it already aired. So it was obviously a very popular show and people enjoyed it. But I think that is part of this show did fucking horrible. It just didn't make any sales.
Wow. That's really interesting. And the fact that for all these years, no one really decided to dive in and correct it.
I was very surprised by that.
And here we are, the Hello Harem.
I actually found this on a Reddit thread. The thread on our anime was what are some misconceptions on anime? And the top comment was Ghost Stories. So I started doing some digging. I'm like, hey, whoa, we were all wrong. This is kind of funny.
And then Thorpe did some digging, which led to me doing some digging. And that's when I found out that Stephen Foster's just kind of a shitter. He just kind of sucks.
And the live action scenes for Super Milk-chan are just not funny. They're very unfunny.
Just like The Office, it's not very funny.
I mean, the guy looks like he's not funny. You know how just people have that look? Like that's.
But I was saying, like,
not
we're giving
funny.
credit to Stephen Foster. He did nothing when you think
It
about it.
was
really-
really the voice actors who made the show.
Yeah, I was gonna say props to them for going like impromptu.
I was about to say,
for
he
all
kind of just
ghost
told them
stories.
where to go, and they just had to like make up the story as they went.
I know, and like I just read like a little bit off of his website, and he was like, "I have such achievements as the cult classic anime ghost stories," and you're right. I'll be like, "You didn't do anything.
No, he was just given credit as the writer and director.
He didn't write shit. He can
didn't-
barely read."
He didn't write anything, and he admits that he didn't write fucking anything.
What a fucking
I love how if Luke's on his official website right now, and you know how on like websites there's icons in the top left with the logo. His logo is T with a 7. I'm like, this guy's really taken that like 6th grade edginess and just ran with it.
I know. I like at
Yeah.
the top he explains why he has the
I
7.
know.
Yeah.
What a,
Yep,
what a guy.
it literally just explains it because he doesn't care if anyone can spell it right.
He was like, people used to ask if it was with a TH or a V, and I got tired of answering, so I put a 7, and now everybody spells I mean numbers it right.
Imagine signing like your mortgage with a 7. Just a 7. Who the fuck is this?
Mr. Foster, we
Stupid.
can't accept this. Do you know who I am?
I'm Mr. Stephen Foster. I made ghost stories popular.
What the fuck is Ghost Story?
We told you to initial here and sign here. I can't read, so you're just gonna have to accept it.
But yeah, I kind of figured it'd be fun to talk about how Stephen Foster is actually a fucking asshole.
Sir, your initials can't just be a 7 with a T, and where did the T come from? Your name is Stephen Foster, not Stephen Foster.
Steven Foster.
7T.
Oh, hey, Stephen, what are we recording today? I don't know, just go in there and start talking.
That's the 7 Foster.
It's a show I didn't really get.
What do you mean, what do you mean start? What do you mean start talking? Go in there
Just do it.
and start talking.
Make a couple racist and
Make a
anti-Semitic
funny.
jokes while you're in there.
Make a funny right now.
Go make a funny, and then I'm gonna give you a
Say something that'll be really funny for 2000.
Here's an episode where you have to make a girl romantic to a rabbit. Go.
Roll with it.
Now say something funny for 2000.
It's not because you're a rabbit.
It's because you're black.
God,
That show was
that dub
a
is something.
fucking
It really
trip.
is something.
It is really funny
It's
though.
very funny.
I want to stay real quick. We'll go into Tippy's thing real quick, but there's one
What
thing.
time are we at? Because mine could take a little long.
108.
I don't care. We have plenty of time.
But this is not a piece of conversation. It's when we get back and the night is winding down. We're going to go on Netflix. I'm going to show you guys a comedy sketch. It's called I Think You Shouldn't, or I Think You Should Leave. All right? And I want you to tell me if you think this is funny or not. I'm just going to leave you with that. And your answer will depend on if I hate you. Like, there is no margin of error here. You are either right or you are wrong and you can leave my house.
Is right? It's funny.
He's not going to tell you,
If,
dumbass.
if you're right, you can stay in my house. If you're wrong, I'm going to promptly tell you to get out.
What if Alex lives there though?
Doesn't matter. He will be homeless because if my brother finds this shit funny, I'm going to hurt him. Bad.
So funny is the wrong answer.
Funny is 100% the wrong answer. If you laugh at any of this shit, I'm going to be so angry with you.
I'm really nervous on my
You should be.
I'm a
What if I like?
Yeah.
What if I do like a laugh because it's bad? What if I'm like?
That's okay, but if you sit there and go like, if you sit there and go, Thorpe, I think you were wrong. I'm going to say, Luke, I think you should leave the house.
Hey, because that's the name of the skit.
I think you should leave.
This guy gets it. You know, Netflix, they sign anybody to shows now.
I know. I saw the Eric Andre comedy stand up.
Yeah, they really
kind
don't
of a
care.
comedian now.
All right, Tippy, give us your sauce.
Okay.
Sauce us up.
They're not really sauces. They're conversation pieces. Let me just pull them up. 'cause I
Sauce us with the
forget
conversation piece, then, dickhead.
exactly what they were. So there's like 3 of them. We can go through as many as we want. They're like debates, you know.
All right.
So I know Luke and Jay, you guys have a lot more like information. You guys will know more about Pokemon than me and Anthony, right?
I love Pokemon.
Okay, perfect.
Pokemon.
So who do you think would win? All 151 original Pokemon or a billion lions?
That is not where I thought that was gonna go.
I think the Pokemon.
Pokemon, yeah, the
No.
Pokemon body the lions
Why?
because some of them can fly.
Okay. No, but I think the lions would win because there's a billion fucking lions.
Groudon's like 4 stories tall and shoots fire and can cause
I
earthquakes.
was about to say there's just a move called
And
Earthquake.
Yeah, but dude, imagine imagine 2 million lions
There's
going at it
poison
once.
attacks that cause clouds of poison.
Alex, these things don't have to touch lions to kill them.
They
I
can
know,
fly and
but
shoot
they have
fire.
stamina.
I don't think...
They have stamina. They need to eat and they need to rest. So what about one of say Charizard's out there? He's like, oh, I'm really fucking tired and my flame mouth is kind of dry.
Well, how do you think these lions are going to attack? Like, are they in one big cluster of 1 billion lions? Because if they are, a lot of those lions are sitting ducks.
I don't know. Take the battlefield is the United States.
Okay, if
Alex, you're only siding with the lions because everybody else sided with the Pokemon. There's not a fucking chance that the lions win.
It's 1 billion lions. I'm with the fucking
Alex,
lions, man.
Okay, who wins 1 billion lions or the sun?
No, that's different. That's different. Okay, dude, think about this. So there's 151 Pokemon.
Okay.
Right.
Lions, think of Squirtle and Bulbasaur and Pikachu. They're gonna get fucked up right from the get-go.
All
Yes,
right,
they
that's
will.
fine. They can get fucked up all they want.
And it's not like Pikachu's not going to take at least 50 lions with him.
What's 50 compared to 1 billion? But
Alex,
3
I'm
Pokemon
going
compared
to say
151
I'm going
is
to
a lot.
say one thing that's going to just take away every argument you can possibly give.
You can try.
Mewtwo can alter fucking time. What the fuck is a lion gonna do when Mewtwo just ages it forward 100 years and all the lions died of old age?
Dude, I think the lions are in there.
They're gonna survive 150 years?
What if they breed?
You have lost the argument.
There's 1 billion.
You are
First
you are
off, if
grasping
he
for
progresses
straws
time
here.
long enough, food's gonna run out, they're gonna become incestual and they die. He can still alter time!
First off, that's just saying that if he alters all of time, he can just do personal time for each line
He
where they
can
stand
create pocket universes, and you think a lion's gonna fuck up a Mewtwo?
Mew can
a
use
billion.
any move ever.
Mew is a fucking god!
Literally, it's a literal deity.
Ditto can turn into anything. Worst thing that happens is that a Ditto turns into another Groudon and we have 2 giant dragons.
Alex,
Well,
shooting
Groudon's
fire.
not a
I'm
for the
gonna-
original
this is-
151.
this is-
Oh yeah, he was Ruby.
Have you ever seen the show Gate?
Yeah.
That's what we're dealing with here.
a
40,000
small army from Japan modern day.
just obliterates
Dude, lions.
everything.
Dude, all right.
Dude, I'm still kind of... dude,
Okay, you'd be on the
Ditto
opposite
can
side
just
of
turn
Gate.
into a giant lion.
Okay, no, I think you guys are underestimating. I'm not fucking with you. 1 billion.
Okay.
1 billion lions.
All right.
Jesus.
How many people die in earthquakes, Alex?
Not even close to 1 billion. Not even fucking close.
And they're in buildings and safe.
There's gonna be no buildings.
Exactly.
Alex, like
Yeah, so there's not gonna be nothing to crush them unless the world is splitting open.
the world can split open. That's the thing. Like these Pokemon have those powers.
I need to make sure that
Alex,
I'm looking
this
at
is
the right
Gate.
generation.
The lion-
I am. There's a move called Fissure
Is that the
in Pokemon.
Is that one of the OG
Yes, it's in
151?
Generation 1
Okay.
Fissure. It's a one-shot KO and it splits the earth open.
Let's do a little bit of fucking over Alex real quick. So Earthquake is an incredibly powerful move. At a high level, it's capable of one-shotting most things in the Pokemon universe. In the original universe, without you having to get a TM to teach the Pokemon Earthquake, 5 Pokemon just knew it. Those 5 being Diglett, Dugtrio, Geodude, Graveler, and Golem. All of them just knew Earthquake. That's not including the other 30 Pokemon in the original series that could all learn it through a TM. So there is potentially 35 Pokemon that can use Earthquake, and they can cause 35 Earthquakes at a fucking time, and you're telling me that lions are somehow gonna beat that?
They could kill other Pokemon in that. There could be some
35 Earthquakes at once!
I'm just 1 billion lions.
You are just trying to say this for a fucking argument.
There is no. Dude, 1 billion is huge.
Yeah.
1 billion is a big.
What are they
fucking
going to do
number.
when they fly above them?
You could put
Alex,
You could put
listen
1
to what
million
I'm
lions. You
saying.
could put 1 million. You could put 10
Fucking
million
easy.
lions.
Jigglypuff
each
uses
Pokemon.
Sing, and all 1 billion go to sleep.
Yes.
How big is her range for Sing?
Fuck off.
Alex, let's think about this.
just
You
saying.
can't put 1 billion lions in one air. If they were shoulder to shoulder, marching forward, they are literally sitting ducks.
Wait, hold on. The counter argument to the range of Sing, any of the lions in front are going to impede the progress of all the lions behind them.
Dude, they just go
So
over
what's it
each
matter
other.
what the range is?
They'll just go over each other.
That's
She can't. Okay, Jigglypuff.
You're just staying them on top of each other for one earthquake to wipe out all of them at the same time.
Jigglypuff can probably not use Sing for like a long period of time.
No, that's not fucking how it works. She
So
just
she can
sings.
indefinitely. She can just indefinitely use
Yes.
Sing without
Yes.
sleeping, without
Yes.
needing food.
Yes, they're Pokemon. They're not humans.
They live in balls.
If you give it, if you
So
give
did
it
you
a
for a
ball-
while.
I'm
All right,
not a
I
Pokemon
got
man.
another argument. My favorite Pokemon, Gengar. He can learn a move called Curse. It binds him to whatever he curses, and that whatever happens to him happens to anything that's binded to him. He could just bind all the lions to himself and die, and all the lions die with
Now,
him.
can he do that to multiple different
Wait,
things?
hold
or
on,
just
wait,
one at a
counter.
time?
We're just completely skipping over this. Gengar's a ghost type.
He's a
He
ghost!
can't
They can't be
get
touched
hit.
by physical attacks!
Can't get
That's
killed
canon.
by lions.
That's canon! In the
he
game, if you
physically
have a
can't be
ghost
killed.
type Pokemon,
Normal
it can't
type
be attacked
moves
by-
can't hit him.
So we have like at least 40 Pokemon that just can't get hurt by no matter what. They can't even touch them.
They
The-
could
the
die from
lions would-
exhaustion.
They're
before-
ghosts!
Alex,
They're literally already dead!
the lions
don't
will
even-
die from exhaustion
All right,
first.
Alex. Say we have Gyarados. He lives in the water. What the fuck is a lion gonna do when Gyarados is 50
What's
feet
going to happen when the
offshore?
Gyarados uses Hyper Beam, an attack that can penetrate through a lot of targets at once, and he can move his head? He can
Gyarados could
sweep
just
a bunch-
swim out and the lions will go, "Whoa," they'll die of exhaustion
Or just
by fucking
hydro
trying to
pump
swim
and
in.
flood the land because he's an infinite water source. He'll just flood the continent
You,
and
Alex,
allow
you
it to
lose.
drown.
Take
You
the L.
just lose.
Take the
Or
L.
wheezing and coughing just fly over them, give them
And
all lung
poison
cancer.
everybody.
Like, what do you want?
I'm just saying a billion's a lot. I think you guys are underestimating a billion.
You're overestimating a billion
I think you're
lions.
underestimating that a ghost type Pokemon can't be attacked by a lion and can't die because it's already a ghost.
Alex, that's like me shooting a watermelon with a 50 caliber gun. Like,
The watermelon
do
could
you
survive.
guys know, like, watermelons have a pretty thick skin?
They have a thick skin.
Yeah, I think you're underestimating the thickness of this watermelon.
All right, we'll move on.
What about two watermelons?
We'll move on. We'll discuss this later.
I might come back to this one. I'm glad it got
Please
such a
don't.
debate.
You,
That was a
So,
really good
it got a
topic
debate
because it
because-
really pissed me off.
Okay, so this one might too. Is cereal a soup or a cereal?
What? Did you just ask if it's a soup or a cereal?
Yeah.
It says in the name what it is.
No, hold on.
What do you mean? How are you going to debate this? You just asked if it was a soup or a cereal. If cereal is a soup or a cereal, cereal is a cereal.
You just answered your own question.
This isn't a debate. You just proved yourself
No,
wrong.
let me expand upon the question.
How?
So, you got me all clustered. But cereal in the dry form, we're gonna call cereal in the dry. That's just the name. You can't. Wheat crackers. You know, like cereal.
Don't put milk on wheat crackers.
So, dry cereal with milk versus soup.
Who wins in a boxing
so
match?
Alex, we just defined
Is cereal with milk considered a soup, or is it its own thing as a cereal?
It is a cereal because
Why?
when it's
I'm saying, like, think. Okay, the term. We're just gonna call it flax. Is flaxseed when added with milk?
You are so fucking stupid.
Is it a soup or a cereal?
no, it's a seed.
Shut up. All right, you get what I'm trying to say.
All right, so we're assuming.
Name a fucking cereal first. Wheaties.
All right, we're back, and this is going to be the last thing I say on this that we say on this topic.
We will get into this discussion next week because our camera is dead, so we need to kind of stop.
So, Alex, your argument is that cereal, is it a soup or a cereal? Because
Yeah.
I'm assuming there's like physical chunky parts that
Yeah,
are hard
with
and
a liquid.
and
Yeah.
that defines your soup.
Right.
What about soups that are just broth? Is milk in a bowl soup?
Tomato soup.
And that's where we end the Hellhound podcast for the day.
Thank you guys for watching so much. This
I'm
has
so
been-
glad you guys could be here
episode.
for this adventure. Thorpe, can you tell them what this cost?
Guys, this is a free podcast. We do not charge anything for you to enjoy this podcast. We just ask that you share it with a friend if you found anything insightful today. Like if you think that these 151 Pokemons would lose against a billion lions, discuss that with your friends. And see
Discuss
angry
how
they get.
you're actually a fucking idiot.
Now I'm with you. I'm with you guys.
On
Right.
the Lions?
Yeah,
You're still
I'm holding
wrong.
that one. I'll bring some evidence. I'll do
That
something.
the Lions will win.
I'll do something, man. Just
Like-
give me a week.
No.
No. Cut it. Alex, do the
We're
outro.
done.
Do the outro.
All right. Guys, thank you so much for listening to the episode of the podcast. Make sure to subscribe, like, and comment. Share the podcast with people if you found anything interesting. It really helps us out. Help us get to that big 100. Hardest thing to do on YouTube is get your first 100, and that's what we're trying to do here. We'll see you guys next week.